another video. I sort of fiddling with the top flap of my laptop where I'm going to talk to you about crystals and about how to care of crystals. So this is a crystal care video. So this is how I work. We all know that everyone works differently. So if you work differently, I'd love to hear. That's wonderful. Okay, so right, crystal care. When you get a crystal, the first thing you really need to do is to cleanse it, clear it, charge it, and imbue it to yourself. Okay, now really the imbuing is about the power of words and about the intent on the stone and for it to work with you. If anyone reads any of Tesla's amazing work, then you'll see that he talks quite logically about how crystals are sentient beings in themselves and theorizes that they do in fact contain a spirit, for want of a better word. You might find it difficult to read, but it's well worth reading. So looking at it from that point of view, you have to communicate with your crystals, you have to know them, and you have to understand them if you're going to use them for energetic purposes. If you've just got them in the house and it's nice to have them about, then fine. But I think we all know the reason why you probably have one in the house is to try and lift the energies and raise the energies. So in the same way that when you're working with energy, you will find that crystals will use the energy. If you're a healer, if you've got rays coming out of your hand and you're healing, this will change the direction and the intent of the energy. And it does the same thing with the energy generally around your home or generally around your property, workplace, car. All worth popping a crystal in. Okay, so when you first get your crystal, and I do have one that kind of needs clearing and charging. This is one that I keep next to my bed for emergencies because sometimes I just need a healing and it might be in the middle of the night. So you will see if I do any more of these videos that I like to use rough cut, so almost as they are taken from the earth. The reason behind that is simply to do with the fact that I personally find that when they're tumbled, it takes too much of the natural resonance away, and that doesn't happen. This I actually bought in a geology shop. It makes no difference where you buy them. Sometimes places like that are quite cheap, and I think this was, something silly like about €3 on holiday. So it doesn't matter where you get them from. You don't have to get them from a crystal shop, and you may find that you pay a premium because they're intended for healing, etc. And actually, the rough cut ones tend to be cheaper. Okay, so this is rose quartz, your go-to healer, and I'm a Taurian, and any of you Taurians out there who resonate with the Venus energy, this is your stone. Okay, so when you get this, this will be dirty and sluggish, which it is because it's been sat next to my bed and it's done a couple of healings for me. It will hold on to any energy that's been around. If it's been sat in some storage box somewhere, somebody's home, and people have been arguing, whatever, it will pick up on that because it will automatically try to heal the situation it's in. And also it may belong to somebody else. So you know what, you can buy them secondhand and clear off the energy and sort them to yourself. If you don't know where they come from, you haven't bought them from a shop, the way that I would recommend you cleanse them is to actually put them either on the earth, under a tree or something like that, so you can find it again easily, or in the earth. But you're going to have to mark that well if you actually bury something. So what happens is when it's buried in the earth, Mother Nature, the earth, where this is from, let's face it, will take any negative energy, it will transmute it and use it for its own means, and needs this clean and clear and setting back its original intent because it's back in the earth, remembering its original intent. Okay, now today I'm going to show you a couple of ways to quickly clear them between client type things if you do crystal healing, or to quickly clear for your own healing purposes. I would recommend at least once a month that you give them a proper clear, and for me that's putting it out on the earth to let the earth energy take it away. And actually it doesn't need long. if you've been using it. So, okay, all made to clear energy. Shaker, this is fun. This was the kids until I stole it. With the intent, using your imagination, feeling the energy, sensing the energy, I am shaking the rubbish off of this. Okay, you should be able to feel the energy leaving the shaker and going into this. Okay, and then I'm just going to remove that energy, pop it on the floor, because I'm going to ask Mother Earth to actually take that down. I have got a concrete floor which goes right down. You may want to do this outside. You may want to throw it out the window and ask Mother Nature to take away the energy. The other thing, if you work with dragons or angels or anything like that, they will also come alongside your guides and that type of thing and take away the energy, but you must ask them, because otherwise they won't bother showing up. Okay, tingers. Okay, known by other means as Tibetan bells. These are my little tingers. I've got a friend who's got some beautiful chimes. So, coming in a totally different, much higher frequency, much higher resonance. Okay, just going around until I feel it's done. Quite often I work with three tings, and I would leave it until you hear the last chime completely go. Okay, that's done. The other way. Okay. Oh, let's change energy in the room. That's what happens when you send kids to nursery and then you ting the tingers. Okay, another way to clear it. That will not need as much scraping off because it's a higher frequency than using this, because it's more earthy, so you need to ask the earth to take it. Does that make sense? Whereas this is coming in on a higher resonance, a higher frequency, and that doesn't need as much clearing. However, you can still ask angels, higher dimensional beings, to come in and take the energy. The other way is through herbs. Very sort of European thing is probably the parsley. If you're coming in on the herbal, Wicca, pagan, witchy vibration. If you're coming in from the more American angle, the white sage will work really well. And this is a white sage spray, and you can get lots of sprays which will work for clearance purposes. So, okay, that'll just clear that down, and you can use this everywhere, especially if you're going into other people's homes. Okay, that will clear that down. Use between people. That smells nice too. And obviously you can use an actual smudge stick, the bound white sage, or the leaf white sage, and just burn that. And when you're cleansing your house, you can cleanse your collection of crystals as well. The other way is with Reiki. Specifically from Reiki 2, you'll be using the choker ray to cut and clear, because it's the key and it opens things up. You want it to open up the energy and get rid of the rubbish. So call your Reiki in, choker ray. Imagine the choker ray being in your hands and being implanted into this, and you'll feel the resonance change. You might just know, okay, I've done that. It might be you feel the energy change in your hands. It may be that you feel different, and for me, I come in totally in the empath vibration, so I feel it. It's like a happy thing. Okay, so that's the other way is with water. Salt water works really, really well, but some stones don't react to it really well, so I'm not recommending that unless you really know on a very practical level the way in which your stone works. If you're using water to cleanse, you can get away with a quick cleanse under a cold tap to sort of cut off the energy and draw it off. But remembering that there's a certain amount of chloride, bleach in our water system, and depending on where you are, you might have fluoride in it as well. So the chemical kills the spirit of, kills the spirit of the water off, so it won't be as strong. I would recommend you use spring water. If not, then filter the water, and one gets filtered and Reiki'd, because I stick my symbols over my water filter, because that's the kind of way that I roll. And that will work. My friend has got a beautiful idea, which is a really lovely Buddhist water fountain, some bottled water in, plonk your stones in there, and when he goes to fairs, he has that out to offer other people who use the crystals to come and cleanse their crystals during the day if there's any crystal healers there, which is a really lovely idea, which he doesn't shout enough about. Okay, so that's how you can cleanse them, charging them. So several ways you can charge them. Again, you can charge them with Reiki. So you can just call the energy in, or if you're good at channeling energy anyway, imagine the energy coming in from a higher source, coming in through your crown, all the way from divinity, creator, divine source, universe, however you, God, I forget that one, however you view the energy, and put the energy into the stone and charge it up. Okay. Because it does resonate with the heart, so it just wants to sort of just sit in my bra most of the time. It's too big. The other way that you can charge them is sunlight. Beautiful sunny day, get it out on the grass, and actually you'll cleanse and charge them at the same time. It does need to sort of photosynthesize, if that makes sense. That it does actually need to see the sun, so try and get it when it's not too cloudy, or at least the clouds are parting. The other way to do it is the moonlight. Now, my nan, she was never into this stuff, honestly, used to say that you had to see the moon, not through the window, but you had to go and see it. She always used to visit the new moon for luck for the month. So full moon, and there's 3 days, a day, the full moon day itself, and 2 days either side that you can really pick up on that full moon energy. If you really have to put it on your windowsill, then do, and to be quite honest, I sometimes do, but if you can put it out in the earth, outside, so there's no window, or out on your balcony, or etc., you can do. The other thing that I do for sunlight charging on necklaces where you've got crystals, on dowsers, which I've got one of my dowsers here. This is the one that I use for chakras. A lovely friend bought me this one. Is I hang these on the handle of the window and open the window. Beautiful sunny day like today. You might be able to hook that over it. You might be able to tie it around. A necklace is going to be easy, and leave it there. The wind will come in and cleanse it. If it's raining, perfect. The rain will cleanse it, and it will get charged by the sun. The other thing that I do is to hang these types of things up on trees outside my bedroom window, because I've got a tree that goes up. So that works really well. Okay. Other ways of looking after and protecting your crystal is storage. So try to keep all of the same types of crystals together. And because I haven't got a huge amount of room, so I'm just making myself a small room, I don't tend to have loads of different crystals. I don't think you necessarily need it. That's another argument for another day. But these are all my calcites. So people disagree with me, that's calcite, but I'm pretty sure it's calcite. Got it from a great guy in the other way. Loads of different calcites, and these are what I use for my chakras, the chakra stones, when I'm doing crystal reiki. They all resonate. It's such a beautiful, juicy one. So I keep them in a box like this because they're all my calcites for chakras. They're all together. The energy will support each other. And the other thing you've got to remember is when you've got a collection of beings, which are crystals, they will work in family groups and they'll form a cluster, and they'll work together. And 2 won't be 2 will be like having 3, and apparently I've read it's more than 5. It will just get out of this world. So if you're looking around your home to have collections of crystals, try to make them collections of 5. Try to make them of the same type. If they're not, it's not a huge issue. The other commonly used one is going to be your quartz. So you can get loads of different types of quartz. I personally use the rose quartz and the clear quartz because you can program that and use it for anything. Okay, so programming your stones. So you can either program your stone as you go to use it, but then you must remove the program, cleanse it, and put in a new program. By program, I mean intent. So, for example, when I first got this stone, and it close to my chest, you work with me to my highest good. I was very happy to do so, and help heal me in whatever way that I need. Are you happy to work with me? It's working with you. It needs to work with you. The ownership thing probably isn't quite there. It's a cohesive working together. Okay. These, my chakra ones, no. Better. Heart. solar plexus. So they know what they're for, okay? So what I do is I'm like, you're my solar plexus stone. And I don't actually use these chakra stones for anything else, okay? It may be that you genuinely want to have that. I want that next to my bed because you know what? I want that for love. And that's where the magic happens, is in the bedroom. So I'm told. So, you know, you can ask it to bring some love vibration into the bedroom if you want to imbue it for that. If you're genuinely using them for healing, you need to say, for this time, working for this instance with this person, etc., etc., I would like you to help me with X, Y, and Z. Always go with your gut, but the easiest ones to program are clear quartz because you can just tell them exactly what you need them to do. They do clear, they do cut energy, they focus and direct. So if you say to them, I want you to support the energy, I want you just to support the energy that's coming out of my hands and amplify it to the highest intent of this person, to the highest good for healing purposes of this person, then they'll do that. And then when you clear them off, removing the intent that you've set, because you might want to use it for something else another time. And if you're using them for healing purposes, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you cleanse and put them away and then immediately use them, because they might be sat in a box sometime. Cleanse them. Easiest way for me is Reiki, but just ting your tingers, your Tibetan bells, for a quick cleanse. So ways to store your crystals will include, obviously this is a nice wooden box, but glass and things like that. This is a velvet pouch for my dowser, because I will take my dowser out and about with me. Even if I don't take anything else out, I'll take my dowser out and about with me. And it's in a velvet bag. Velvet works really well, but traditionally what would have been used actually would be silk. So you might find people wrap their cards in silk. And you can do the same thing with a silk scarf. I've seen a friend do, which I think is really, really clever. So if you're looking to store them, silk bag, those types of bags work well. Glass, wood, anything more natural. Occasionally paper bag. I don't know. But you don't want the energy to mix too much, which is why things like a paper bag and these, when they're sat with a lot of other stuff, can sometimes, you know, bend the energy funny. But I keep all of my stuff in a nice, actually wicker hamper, but you can store yours any way you want. Quite often people use, because they're made of wood rather than plastic, the really old type where a printer would put their type fonts and their letters, and they look beautiful, but I wouldn't think they were cheap, unless you know where to get them from. You're lucky and you put the thought out to the universe. It will work if you ask. But you can get the plastic sort of toolboxes and lots of slots in, or makeup boxes and that type of thing, and they'll all work. So yeah, crystal cleaning, cleansing, setting the intent for a room that you might have a big huge crystal, clear the energy in this room that needs to be recharged every so often, and definitely cleansed on a regular basis. Just think about all the crystals you've got around your home, and in terms of your jewellery, I mean, these are like little topazes, so you know, every so often they get put out in the garden. So think about everywhere that you've got your crystals and what you'd like them to do. And I'll talk another time maybe about using crystals and sort of ways to use crystals in the home, depending on what people want. But if you've got anything out of this today, please let me know. But please also, energetically, it'd be nice if you could pay this forward in some way. So if that means you're doing a random act of kindness, volunteering for a charity, put money into a charity, then please do. If you'd like to donate money to me directly, then you're more than welcome to do that as well. It's my paypal.me/Rachael's Reiki, RACHAELREIKI. And sorry, that was very quick. Blame my Irish mother for how quickly I spoke. paypal.me/Rachael's Reiki, RACHAELSREIKI. If you'd like to pass it back to me, like I said, I just want the love shared, so I'm more than happy to pass on this kind of a knowledge. I will be doing other sort of basics videos, so keep your eye out. and if there's something specific that you'd like, then I am more than happy to do what people want. And that's it. Bye.